The Christmas market was once the motor of sales for cookie and confection makers, but stores are now flooded with Christmas delights. Traditional dessert makers like Bahlsen say that they're getting out of the Christmas market altogether. To learn more about this, we turn to Mr. Christoph Hollemann. Christoph, why are you getting out of the Christmas market and other seasons?
Christmas time and Easter is a nice time, and we are well known. However, the sales in Christmas time and the season business is very low. It's less than 5% of our total business. So we are focusing more on the whole year products, which have maybe a seasonal taste and a seasonal packaging, but it needs to produce the whole year rather than using capacity only for 3 months or even less. Even from the commercial point of view, this makes no sense.
Is it just too much competition?
Christmas is very traditional. There is no innovations made on this area, so you cannot gain in the market even with new stuff. And the price competition is very high, and cost competition as well. So it's not a market where you can really make and change a business, even with a percentage of the total volume a year, which is less than 5%.
How are you coming to grips with higher commodity prices like sugar and cocoa?
In food industry, that's a very critical point. The cost of ingredients are going up and up. And by the way, that's the mega trend, and this will not stop. Just take into account that raw material cost is around about 60 to 70% of production cost all overall. So even by cutting the cost, as we have done in some areas, by 1/3 on labor cost, by automatization and rationalization, you will not compete and cannot compensate the increase on raw material ingredients cost. So price increase, which we see currently ongoing in the over market, just take an example as the milk industry just has increased the prices dramatically in the last week. We will see this as a standard process in future as well, across all food industry, maybe cross worldwide.
So this is really squeezing your margins?
Yeah, it's definitely squeezing the margin. We need to compete with the highest efficiency in production, but we will not go away, and I think in general price increase will affect us as a consumer all over the world.
Why did you rebuild your original Bahlsen factory rather than just closing it? This must have been a pretty difficult decision.
You need to renew your business time to time, and in this case our factory was more than 50 years old, even the machinery, the equipment, and so productivity and efficiency wasn't competitive in the market. So on one hand, rebuild a new factory, make a greenfield planning, or rebuild the factory. And at the end of the day we have decided to count on our people, on our experience and our capability as well to renew the processes and the improvements given by the people on one hand, plus the combination of installing new technology in an old environment and having a good opportunity by this to reduce logistics on one hand, the hygiene requirements nowadays, as well as the process profitability and efficiency in this area by rationalization and automatization.
You work with a local university on energy-saving technology, which you call Greenfield. Is this paying off now?
Oh yeah, we have made parallel plannings of a greenfield and the new renovation of the old stuff. And we have compared it. By the way, we have done this not only on economic reasons, but as well, for example, on the criteria of flexibility, on the criteria of hygiene, on the criteria of taking people with us, training and educate them on the new side, or taking the experience and the change momentum the people will give us in the old environment. So there's a lot of criteria. We have made a catalog of these criteria and we have compared the new building and the old environment. Another area was how to set up production and logistic modules rather than factories as a total. So you can expand the greenfield by these modules, and how can we develop these kind of modules in the old existing environment. And we found a way by extending the building to get to these modules even in the existing environment. And after comparing greenfield and the renewal on the old stuff, we found that 80% of what we can reach with a greenfield solution can be reached in the existing environment. And this was given as well lower investment costs for the renewal of the existing building, then the decision to stay and even to have, by running the whole production and have an ongoing production running, to renew the old stuff instead of having all set up on a new site and then make a full move on the new site, even with stop on production, with loss of quality, with ramp up on new products. So, and this has turned out in a period of more than 2 years in a very well way, and at the end of the day, efficiency has increased by more than 30% in this time frame, based on people, based on technology installed.
Who's your biggest consumer, your biggest customer worldwide? Can you identify them?
Oh yeah, so we are delivering in more than 80 countries of the world and with own organizations, with own representatives, and we have more than 160 countries where you will find our products. So we are dealing already all over the world. On one hand, so there's no specific customer. We are dealing with all kinds of retailers and all kinds of channels, even in the automatic channel as well as on airports, for example, in gift channel. Well, to be honest, we have two levels of clients. The one is the clients who would like to have indulgence and want to have here a focus and relaxing and want to have something nice for the coffee time, for the break or in the evening on the one hand. And on the other hand, I think there's a lot of people, young families especially, going for a picnic, something like that, and they are taking our butter cake, which is still one of our most famous products.
Kraft believes that there's a gigantic market for on-the-go snack foods in emerging markets, and they're willing to invest millions. Do you see the same opportunities there?
Well, Kraft has their own philosophy. We are following our ones. In one area, this is a mega trend aside healthy food, aside snack food. Definitely the developing countries are a market that needs to be if you want to build up your brand, and for sure Bahlsen is invested in these areas in the same way. There's no doubt about it. But we are following our own strategy in this region.
Does Bahlsen conduct very much sensory taste testing?
At least in the marketing area, before you're launching your product, sensoric test needs to be made, consumer tests, how the taste is, does it taste effect, and this is the chocolate melting in the right way. This is different from region to region, and this is totally different in Germany versus the Arabian countries, which likes much more sweets than we have, or Russia, which is where we have much more dry cookies, or in China or in America. So the tastes are totally different and regionally in some cases. That's the way how Coca-Cola is making the different tastes there, or McDonald's is doing the different tastes in the different countries. So business is local, needs to be managed local, taste is local, so you have to fulfill the requirements of the taste in the local market.
How are the health trends really affecting your sales, like low fat, low sugar?
We have a lot of products in our range already with low sugar, low fat in the last years. However, it's more or less a trend. And sometimes it's good to stay with your traditions. One of the traditions of Bahlsen is that our cookies are indulgent cookies. And even the market trends and the taste trends have shown that people want to indulge themselves by eating a cookie from Bahlsen. So we stay with the quality, we stay with good chocolate, and we give you the moment with best quality where you feel good. This is something we want to offer to our consumers. And by the way, Bahlsen is known that we are not disturbing the quality of our ingredients. So we rather try to keep our ingredients and the good quality of the ingredients, and we are not reducing here, and we are not doing anything on disturbing the quality here on the products. That's one of the key levels. That's absolutely no-go for Bahlsen. So, which means prices increase on raw materials will hurt us a little bit more than maybe others, which I have opportunities and are willing in doing the changes on the ingredients list as well.
What new foods are you introducing now?
Oh, Well, you know, Bahlsen, especially for the Leibniz area, we have introduced nearly every year 2 or 3 new innovations on the market. Pickup is one example. There's no new snacking stuff in one-bite pieces, for example, Schoko Crunchy, Knusperkorn, as well as we have for Erdnussbars, for example, are other examples which we have developed during the last years and introduced in the market.
Finally, what advice can you give to people who might feel guilty after eating a couple of cookies?
Oh, that's a wrong question. I remember this area very well from school time. My teacher of chemistry, he told us, well, there's no material, there's no substance which is dangerous. It's only the quantity. So the quantity makes things in a difficult way. So I would say there's no problem at all to bite or to eat a good Bahlsen cookie and indulge in yourself on the stuff. Don't eat too much.
Christoph Hollemann, we thank you very much for joining INSEAD Knowledge.
Thanks a lot.